Today on the show, hey, Rosic, we've stumbled upon a Fremen trap, I think. I'm getting a little worried. You think it's going to be okay today?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay, is one way to put it. Wait, where did the kid go? Did you?
Fear not, I found more of wine underneath this lever.
Young lord!
I'll just quickly pull it.
Oh, God, no, don't pull the lever. Oh, God. God, where did he get that wine? Welcome to Gom Jabbar, your guide to the iconic world of Dune. We'll be exploring the themes, philosophies, and characters found in the sandy depths of this vast universe, from Frank Herbert's groundbreaking novels to the adaptations on film and TV. My name's Leo, a.k.a. Razik Prosody.
And my name's Abu, a.k.a. Ziggy Circa.
Hey, and today on the show, we got multiple names. We are throwing dice and trying our best not to die. We are playing D&D, known as Dune and Dune, and it is a good day to be having an adventure.
That's right. We'll be joined once again by our excellent Dungeon Master Noah shortly. But before we dive back into the story, this is Act 3, by the way, as the title of this episode states. If you haven't listened to Act 1 and 2 yet, we highly suggest you do that.
We've included a subtle hint that this might not be the first part. Now, as always, let's take care of some housekeeping before we get to the adventuring. And to start off, a huge shout out to our Kwisatz Haderach level patrons, Daniel Dion and Seth Redden Greer. My God, when we were building your character sheets as our Kwisatz Haderach patrons, somehow, I don't know how this happened, you ended up with a generosity baseline skill of like 37. So even when you roll a 0, you're still like critical. It's insane. I don't know. I think there's some tomfoolery happening, but ultimately we appreciate your support more than we can possibly say.
We do. And, of course, our gratitude extends to all of our patrons at every level who truly help keep this show running. But of course, if you don't have the funds to become a monthly supporter right now, we all have subscription fatigue. I get it. That's okay. Check out the link in the show notes below where you can send us a one-time tip on buymeacoffee.com. Every little bit is appreciated.
Well, here is the game plan for today's episode. We are going to pick up where we left off the last time in part 2 of our Dungeons and Dragons campaign, our Dune and Dune campaign. And I think if memory serves, I was like floating down the stairs on like Iron Man style suspensors.
That's right.
Trying to get away from the drunk child. Before we get into it, we're going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere, dear listeners. When we're back, we are hitting the sands. We are doing our damnedest not to die.
Welcome back, folks. Let's continue our adventure and welcome our amazing Dungeon Master Noah back.
Hey, Noah, welcome back. You excited to get back to the adventure?
I've taken a load of spice. I'm making the same joke as last time, but I foresee great things. That's the thing about spice. You got to keep using it so you can keep
addicted.
seeing that future.
You can't stop.
Yeah.
I can. My life is extended, but at what cost? Yeah, seriously. Yes, last we left off, smuggler bard Razik Prosody continued his mission to steal a sandworm from a supposedly abandoned temple, and he was joined by Souk Dr. Ziggy Circa and his wine-loving ward, Lord Benedict Borgine, who themselves were on a way to meet with the Emperor Paul Atreides, along with all the other minor houses. Now, as you were investigating this, again, abandoned with air quotes around it, temple, you encountered a number of traps and were forced to use some suspensor pads to levitate over and down a set of stairs to see what the path ahead carried for you. While you were down there, Razik, you begin to hear the sounds of commotion, a battle coming from the next chamber. Now, you're about like a minute or so from your allies at the top of the stairs. You've left the doctor there. You've left the Lord there. It's just you right now. And then I would say, another set of stairs before you entering into another chamber. What would you like to do?
And just to clarify, there's a pit of spikes at the bottom of the stairs. So I don't think I don't imagine there's an easy way to have them like join me because there's this obstacle.
So I would say that you know that if they can evade the trigger for the trap, then they can use these as regular stairs and, with maybe some assistance, leap over the pit of stone spikes that are below you right now. Then you'd all be able to proceed forward normally, but that also does mean you would, delay encountering this battle for a little bit longer. So it's kind of like, do you stay and wait, go get your allies, or do you forge ahead without them and risk, injury because you didn't bring any backup?
Razak. Hey, man.
Any wine down there?
Okay, well, here's what I'm thinking. I am worried about getting so far from them that if I were to check out the battle and it were catastrophic, they wouldn't be able to help, and also I wouldn't be able to get back to them to make sure they're safe. So what I'm going to do is I want to angle my suspensors so that I'm like going back up the stairs a bit, and I want to we're going to try to get them over the trigger, and then I can maybe try to get them over the spike pit so that, because that's like a little antechamber. It's like a little room.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the base of the stairs.
We'll collect there. So I'm gonna angle myself back up the stairs a bit.
Razak, my God, what's it look like down there?
Okay.
Where's the line?
Here's the thing. We're gonna try to get you down these stairs. There's a room, but I need you to be very, very quiet because there's a battle happening.
Oh.
It may be my comrades, and if it's my comrades, they can help us get to the wine. They can help us get to the Lord, whatever you're trying to do. They'll help us. It's going to be great. We do have to get over this trigger. We have to get you over. There are spikes. We're going to get you over those. But then we're going to be very quiet, and I'll go check out the battle. Might be my comrades. We might be able to get you there. Okay, sound okay?
Excellent.
This is excellent, Razak. You've done great work.
Great work, Razak.
As a retainer of this house, as the newest employee of House Borgine, you've done excellent work.
In line for Employee of the Month, for sure, yes.
Okay. Well, now
coming for your job, Ziggy?
What?
Ziggy can keep his job. I promise Ziggy can keep his job. His
I'm
job
just
seems
playing. A little
great.
friendly competition between employees is always good and very healthy.
Go workers.
Okay, we'll follow your lead, Razak. So you want us to step over this trap step right here? Don't step on it. Be careful.
I'd like to ask, is there any sign of where the trigger is? Like, is it very... I imagine it might be one of like one or two stairs, maybe one or three stairs. So like, but is there any kind of visual hint as to how far they need to go in order to avoid the trap?
Your instinct is correct. There is a bit of a visual hint. I had mentioned last time that you rolled a really good check. You could see that these stairs have more sand on them, meaning like they haven't been well treaded. So you imagine that if you can just like look down the next few stairs and see one that is well treaded, but not in the sense of like, someone slipped off of it.
Sure.
You would find like what actually the safest step to stand on is. It's clear that this trap has not been triggered in quite some time, because if it had, a lot of this would probably be slid away because it would turn into a slide immediately. But you think that if you can just be like, okay, I think it's probably these 3 steps. If we can get you guys over them without you touching them at all, we should be okay.
Okay. So that's the plan. Let's try to get them to kind of jump down 3 steps and then land on a sandy staircase. I'm sure nothing can go wrong. I am prepped to use Bardic Inspiration, which is I guess like again, I'm kind of new to this, but I think it allows me to inspire people within earshot, and for some amount of time, any ability check for 10 minutes gets a bonus.
Should say like a die.
Oh, a D8.
Like a D8.
So I roll a D8, and then that gets added to any ability check for you, Ziggy, and for the drunk lord.
Okay, so what I'll say is it's not that hard to jump over 3 stairs, especially with the assistance of someone who is using like suspensor pads to like, give a floating arm here
something
and there.
to catch on to. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's going to be a DC 8 acrobatics or athletics check for you and the young lord, Ziggy. So I'll roll for the young lord. He does minus, I'll say 3 from this. He's not very athletic. He's not been known for his feats of strength. He really is just a sommelier in practice. But if you roll high enough, you'll be fine, and maybe you can assist him too.
Okay, well, I did roll a 19.
This fucking doctor
I'm really in
does
shape,
a great job
because...
with everything that is
You were a jock.
people.
What we've buried the lead on is that you were a jock.
Yeah, clearly. I must have really hit the gym at the Souk school because my athletic bonus is +5.
My God, he did a backflip. That was insane.
Doctor! Just completely unhinged. You know what? I'll say that's going to give advantage for his roll, because I'll say right now he rolled a 2 minus 3.
Oh no, young lord!
But I'll say with that good of a roll, you guys can both assist him. So I will roll here. Okay. It's not looking good, gang. That's a 7.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Now, I'm going to let you guys each have a moment to react to this. As Ziggy, you easily flip over these just insane, just like, wow, the knowledge of the body that they teach Souk doctors is not limited to just like the surgical applications. It's like gymnastics and all of these different things.
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't believe the stretches they had us doing every morning.
I was going to say, the traitor Yui was originally known as the ballerina Yui. I mean, he was so agile.
Absolutely. Famous for how beautiful and graceful he was. And in similar form, you easily like leap over these stairs using a hand to like kind of brace against Razak, who is floating there to assist. Immediately after you land and are like, okay, cool. This wasn't the trigger. You feel a presence right behind you as the Lord lands the step right before you and goes, oh, wait, was it 2 or 3 steps I needed to? Ah! And the thing just flattens out immediately. I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you. From Ziggy. You are immune to this because you're floating, Razak. But Ziggy, give me a dex save. And if you roll high enough, I'll see if you can save the young lord before he plummets straight into stone.
Okay, life-saving opportunity here.
Here we go. Chance to save a life.
I have a +6 dexterity saving throw bonus. So
Here we go. Odds are in your favor.
Those morning stretches at the zoo.
I should have joined you for the stretches.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, it doesn't matter what my dexterity bonus may or may not have been, because, folks, I just rolled a critical failure. I rolled a 1.
Oh, Christ.
You made it worse.
Oh, boy, dude.
I made it worse.
Razak, from your perspective, you watch this Souk doctor land this leap perfectly, which is great because it's not supposed to be that crazy of a leap. It's 3 large steps that you just need to avoid, and he does that, which is great. You are less thrilled by the young lord landing behind him, making that comment, and then immediately triggering the trap, which sends them flying out of view faster than you could even blink. You literally just open your eyes and they're gone, and you hear them screaming as they fly down this slide, which at first is thrilling. The young lord throws his hands up. He's like, oh, what's good fun?
Oh, young lord!
Before suddenly you are shot into the antechamber pit, which is filled with these stone spikes. I'm going to roll some damage now. Let's just hope it doesn't kill you both outright.
Oh my God.
Please, Lord. Come on.
I'll give you some background here for the young lord. His character, his stat sheet, is based off of the noble, which is literally a super, we're talking challenge level 1/8, not even like a full challenge level of a creature. I've given him a minus to some dexterity, but he's charismatic. He has some other benefits, mostly constitution from all the wine drinking. He does not have a lot of health. I'll tell you right now, he has 9 HP.
Copy that. 9?
He is 9.
Oh my God.
If I do 18 damage, full dead. Can't revive him. If I do between 18 and 9, he's just unconscious, and you can spend some rounds trying to save his life, okay? So, here we go.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating.
It's not going to be too bad. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be 4d6, so 4 regular die. The odds are not in favor of me instantly killing him, but you never know. So let's see what happens. With 12 damage, the young lord is launched into the stone, and it's just like literally lands full piercing straight through his stomach and side. And he's like, my one regret is that I didn't have one last sip before dying. And lights out is currently dying. You also take that damage, Ziggy, but you, I assume, are still up.
Yes, I have 33, so I'm okay. I mean, this hurt a lot, but I'm okay.
You literally, with quick reactions, as you slide into this pit, you manage to grab 2 of the spikes, and your hands get cut as they slide down them. You know, you're bracing above them, trying not to get pierced through the stomach. And then the young lord collapses on top of you and knocks you, and you get scraped on the arm, and then he's full pierced through the side and just goes unconscious in full shock. We are going to just roll initiative really quickly because these things happen fast, and you need to be able to react each round. He rolled a 16. What did you guys roll on your initiative?
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a nat 20.
This is honestly really good. Even though the young lord rolled decently high, you are going to be able to act first, Razak. You levitate down the stairs and see the young lord bleeding out, currently pierced through the side in this spiky pit that you had warned them about.
Oh, come on.
You see that his doctor has miraculously again survived and just pulling off an incredible feat of strength of holding himself on one of the spikes while trying not to fall in. You get to act first. What would you like to do?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. First, I'm going to get Ziggy to safety. Because I'm hoping that despite all of the evidence to the contrary, he can help save this kid's life. It seems as likely that he's going to speed up the death. But we'll get him to safety first.
The young lord, Razak!
And then... That's my plan, and then let me know if I need to do any kind of checks or anything. But I want to get him to safety, and then we'll get the Lord up and apply to his wounds.
I'll say that if you want to use your action on your turn, and you get 1 action per turn to essentially get the 2 of them out of this pit, I'll say that's going to be an athletics check, kind of just a feat of physical athleticism to do this fast enough as the time, every round is 6 seconds. So this is all happening real fast. You reach in, you grab the doctor who is conscious enough to be able to react and, with your assistance, pull himself out. But to now get another body out of here, that's you rushing your muscles. So give me DC 10 athletics check to see if you can kind of pick him up and pull him out.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, okay. So I rolled an 11 with +3 is a 14. Okay.
Excellent. Okay. Full success. You managed to dislodge him from the stone. There's just a splurt of blood. And
blood
as you
and wine,
lay
I'm
him
sure.
next to the... It smells of a delicious Pinot Noir.
What is his blood alcohol content right now? That's crazy.
Humans have evolved so much in the many thousands of years since
blood alcohol
they left
content
Terra.
7?
You successfully get them both out, but that is going to be your turn. And it is now going to be the young lord's turn. He's going to roll what is called a death saving throw. The way this works is that if he rolls a 10 or higher, that's a success. If he rolls a 9 or lower, that is a failure. 3 failures, permanently dead. 3 successes, stabilized, no longer dying. You're at 0 HP, but unconscious. If he rolls a nat 1, 2 failures. If he rolls a nat 20, pops back up conscious. That's exactly a 10. So he gets 1 save. He passes this round. You bought yourself a little bit more time. It is now going to be the doctor's turn. Doctor, what are you going to do? You have a patient
goodness.
on the table here.
I'm in pain myself. I have a patient on the table. Razik has just performed a feat of athletic, like an inspirational feat of athleticism to get
welcome.
us off of these spikes.
My God.
Thank you, Razik.
Yeah.
It's my turn to leap into action. I tap into my Sook training. I'm going to reach into my pouch, and do we think I have any wine in my pouch?
Undoubtedly that you have something.
Okay.
If you don't have wine in your pouch, you have something that's fermented there long enough to be considered wine of some sort. So you certainly have something.
Okay, excellent.
The wine of the hospital, hand sanitizer.
I grab the most fermented, winey bottle from my pack. Okay. I rush over to the young lord. I open his lips gently and carefully. He's bleeding everywhere. And I start trickling just a little bit of wine down his lips, down his throat, to see if I can get any response from the young lord.
Oh, come on, doctor. You want any fucking spells? You're for solutions.
Okay,
wine?
doctor. Are you using any sort of ability that you have reflavored here, or are you just going to make a flat medicine check here?
Just pouring wine.
No, I'm not actually doing any medicine here.
Okay.
I'm just pouring wine.
So
I think this is. I do have a healing spell that I. We'll see. That might come into play. For now, though, in a panic, all I'm doing is just reaching for the wine and rushing.
It's the one thing he loves.
You know what? For your creativity, I shall reward you. Give me a medicine check with advantage. Okay. This is similar rules to a death saving throw. If you get a 10, you stabilize this individual, I believe. Let me just quickly check that.
This is good because I have a +6 medicine. I am a doctor after all, despite all the evidence to the contrary.
Also, the more I'm looking at Ziggy, the more I'm like, he's kind of ripped. Like what? Like the more I'm looking at him, he's really kind of a doctor.
Let me help you. You're like,
underneath
whoa.
my robes.
After that front flip, I'm like reevaluating. Like maybe this guy's really fucking strong.
Yeah, I trained with Simone Biles at one point. She ended up having a different career
legendary
path.
soup doctor. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, I rolled a medicine check. My die roll was 19. With my +6 medicine, that gives me a 25.
Good Lord. That's some effective wine. Is that a Merlot?
Gently pour this fermented liquid, potentially wine, down the throat of the young lord, and he guzzles it with glee. Immediately, life begins to return to him. He's still bleeding, and you imagine that, like, he's essentially useless at this moment, but you have prevented him from dying. He is no longer in the dying condition. He is stabilized.
Sip, my lord, sip. Oh, thank God.
Really
Razik, I think he's alive.
Really shocked that's working. That seems implausible at best.
Medicine and magic. All right, he's stabilized. You two stand on the other side of this pit before another stairwell leading towards the sound of combat, which I'll say, just for the sake of it being funny, did briefly pause at the panic that they were hearing up the stairs.
Was that a tiny drunk person screaming? I don't know. Back to fighting.
They're like, we'll deal with that later. Blades drawn. So you guys are here. You have a moment. The young lord is at 0 HP and essentially can be dragged places if you don't have anything and don't want to heal him further, but he's at least alive at the moment.
Ziggy, I think I need to find out if these are my allies down there. They also may have resources that can help us resuscitate this child. So do your best. Try to get him up and running. I'm going to go down and look at the combat and see what's happening. And maybe like get a lay of what's going on.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to continue to work on the young lord here. I'm going to try and get him back on his feet or in some sort of shape to continue moving.
Yeah. Also, feel free to use like abilities or any training and not just.
I think I probably have some more wine. I think
wine will be perfect.
Weirdly, I think that might work. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't trust my instincts anymore. I'm broken.
Look, Razik,
I'm a broken man.
You're the badass hunk of a smuggler, okay?
You listen, and putting up like the most muscular hand in the world. Listen, you're the badass hunk of a smuggler.
My God.
Whoa,
His
how many
fingers
muscles do you
so
have?
strong.
Your finger gripping
And
strength.
I'm the completely shredded souk doctor, okay? Let's all do our best here in our particular territories.
Looking at his
Let's stick in our lanes.
giant forearm that disappears into his... Wow. What the
Carry
fuck?
me, doctor.
Henry Cavill could never. This is insane. I don't know who that is in this universe, but I don't know. He sounds
Another
strong.
legendary souk doctor for sure.
And he's a sword master. Yeah.
Honestly, I passed up the role for the preacher in another life. That could have been me.
So yeah, I'll leave them there, and I'm gonna go to the second stairwell and sort of like try to kind of like creep down and see what's happening without being seen.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, and I'm going to say you're going to roll this with disadvantage because there was a bit of commotion just a moment ago.
Screaming, yeah. Okay, sounds good. Let's do this. So I roll 2, and then it's the lower of the 2?
That's right, yeah.
That's unfortunate. Okay, I rolled an 8, and I rolled a 3. Well,
Oh, no.
luckily, +2, 5. Hold your applause. What a good roll.
Ooh, a 5.
So I think I'm whistling as I sneak down the...
Your
I'm
inherent
not
musical
caught.
training coming through. You're unable to suppress a little jaunty whisper of a whistle as you come down. All right, so here's what happens next.
Okay.
As you come down to level with the chamber beyond, you see there is a large rectangular space there to greet you, easily 30 feet wide and 60 feet long, with decoratively carved hexagonal pillars equidistant from each other throughout the entire room in neat lines. A central area is cleared, perhaps, where they used to meet at one point before this city became inhabited by off-worlders, and those Fremen who were very loyal to the faith moved more into the desert. On the far end of the room, you see another tall, arched tunnel that leads deeper into darkness with a few glow globes illuminating the way. But struggling amongst these columns, you see the few remaining smugglers you run with facing off against 2 Fredakin, a third dead upon the ground, a number of Silagos around him slain. It seems that perhaps half of your group survived the crash in the desert, only for many of them to meet their end in this not-so-abandoned temple.
Okay.
Now, normally you would have a moment here to react and perhaps report back. But the moment you come down whistling a jaunty tune,
They all turn.
everyone turns and pauses the fighting for a moment. You see Kiwi look to you and go... both out of relief and also out of disappointment that you have given away any advantage that you had here.
Sorry, Kiwi.
You, of course, see Lishad and Chalak there. Lishad
man.
looking to you. Bro, you finally fucking made it! And his buddy Chalak be like, you guys were taking forever. You should have seen your face. Whoa! And he has to block a blade as these Fredakin leap back into battle. The one who had struck out at Chalak, pointing to you. More who wish to give their water to the tribe. And then we need to jump into initiative again because you are clearly engaged in this battle already. I need you to roll initiative. And for, just for the sake of it, Ziggy, why don't you do the same? You should also be included in what's happening here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so clearly... Well, Ziggy, what's your roll?
I've rolled a 7 for initiative.
I clearly upset that my 2 bullies basically still up. I mean, relieved that Kiwi is alive, but upset that these 2 fucking guys survived among all the others. I rolled a 5. Really caught off guard by all of that.
So, the way the initiative is going to roll out is the smugglers and these Fredakin are actually going to go first, basically going to get a whole round to deal with each other before you guys can act.
Okay.
Right off the bat, I will just roll these attacks for the Fremen. Okay. One of the 2 Fremen strikes out at Kiwi. and does manage to land a hit with a arcing swing, manages to cut straight into her arm that is holding her blade. You watch as it goes limp, immediately reacting to the pain. She stumbles back, sneering at them. Blood is splattered upon the stone floor. The next, I'm gonna roll an attack as well. That's a natural 1. So the one that swung out at Chalak misses catastrophically.
Yeah.
The crysknife clinging off of one of the stone pillars as this behemoth of a man manages to stumble backwards and just barely is avoided. It is now the bandits' turn. These smugglers are going to launch into their attacks. They have the advantage of numbers, but they do not add nearly as much to these rolls, so let's see what they do. Natural 18 for Kivi. Natural 12 for Lichad. Another natural 12 for Chalak with the minimum bonus, which they only add +3 to hit. They actually do hit the AC of these Fadakin. So all 3 of those attacks are going to hit. I'm going to quickly roll some damage. They are only adding, this is 1d6 + 1 damage to each one. Kivi deals a whopping 6 damage, slicing at one of these Fadakin, who doesn't even flinch as his blood is splattered against the pillar nearby. He is still going strong. The next one, wow, another 6 damage. This one from Shalad as he strikes the same Fadakin. So a total of 12 damage done to that one. And then, of course, Chalak's swing. He only does 3 damage to that other one. So one of them is looking pretty hardy, but they are, they're chipping away. They themselves look to be hurt, but not one turn away from dying. It is now going to be your turn, Razak.
Okay. The one who just took 12 points of damage, I want to draw the blade that I took from the earlier smuggler, I believe, at the crashed down ship. I have a weapon, I think, from one of those. Oh, no, it was a guard. It was one of the guards, the House Bourgine guards.
Yes,
so
yes.
I want to take the blade out from there, and I want to attack the Fremen who was just dealt 12 damage.
Okay, you rush forward, drawing your blade. This Fremen turns to you, nothing but eager, zealous battle bloodlust in his eyes. You can go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. So I rolled a 10, with which +5 is 15.
That is exactly the AC of this Fadakin. So that is going to hit, man. You now roll 1d8 + 2 for your damage.
Okay, I rolled a 5 + 2. That's 7.
7 damage. Ooh, I will tell you right now, this guy is looking a little hurt. If you a couple of rounds like that, and you might see him fall. You felling a Fadakin would be quite a legendary tale to put to song. But you clear your mind of that. Do you want to do anything with your bonus action? You have Bardic you can use. There's also, you can use that Bardic both as a way of dealing, giving the inspiration, or because you're a swords bard, you can, I believe, give yourself a bonus.
I will use my Bardic Inspiration for the smugglers and for... How long was this second staircase? I guess it was pretty short. Is Ziggy also within the range of my Bardic Inspiration?
Well, unfortunately, you have to choose one person you can give it to. So you can give it to Kivi if you want to, or you can give it to Ziggy, who I will say is within the 60 feet range of it.
A creature. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
It can be you shouting something out, but you got to pick one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Razak, don't worry about me. I have everything under control. Blood is just squirting everywhere. I'm putting pressure on it. Blood just in my face, dripping everywhere.
I'm hearing him.
I'm fine. You guys are doing great.
Sounds like he's pouring more wine. This doctor's got one move.
It's working.
So I'm going to yell to Kiwi. I'll use my Bardic Inspiration, and I'll go as I'm kind of cutting the Fremen, I'm like, "You can't die here, Kiwi. Come on." And I can see that, babe. Yeah, babe. Hey, babe.
I told you not to call me that in public.
No. So yeah, can't die here, Kiwi. Come on.
That's the spirit. She, eager, turns back to the battle, and we are going to jump over to you, Ziggy. It is now your turn. I think I might have even went out of order there. I think it would have been technically your turn already, Ziggy. So, Ziggy, what would you like to do? Okay. You hear the sounds of combat going on downstairs.
I obviously am a Sook doctor. I'm not going to be effective at combat down there. In fact, I can't even take a life. So what am I even going to do? And I will say, I'm feeling quite a bit safer because these Salagos are doing damage. Like, great rolls, great damage down there. I'm feeling okay, so I'm going to focus on the young lord and trying to get him back up. I have a spell called Hand of Healing, so as an action, I can spend 1 key point to touch a creature and restore 1d6 plus 3 hit points. I'm going to translate the Hand of Healing, rather than being a spell, obviously. What it is the golden, bubbly, nectar-like liquid in a small bottle that I've kind of had this entire time. I took a sip of it myself that first night after we got up after the storm. I'm going to take that tiny little nectar out, and I'm going to give the young lord a sip, and via that, I'm using my Hand of Healing spell.
And how much HP does he get back? I think, do you roll, or is it...
So, yes, I'm going to roll, and it says... I'm going to roll a 1d6 plus 3 hit points back. So
okay.
I'll go ahead and roll the 1d6.
Could be full health if you roll a 6.
Yeah, right. If you roll well enough.
Okay, I rolled a 5 on the die. Plus 3 would make that an 8.
He is nearly at full HP. That is 8 out of 9
go!
points. He's ready to fucking go.
It's because it's like a 50% alcohol mixture. That little tincture is basically vodka.
It's basically vodka, yeah. The young lord... Do I hear the sounds of battle still rage?
Yes. Young lord, it's okay. Take a minute, take a breather. Razak has this under control. There's fighting nearby, but you and I need to be careful.
Now is the time to make a name for our house. For House Borgine! And you watch as he pulls out a Mala pistol and just charges past you down the stairs.
No! Young lord!
He's drunk and armed? Oh, no.
Where did you get the gun?
He is going to use his full action to just charge all the way down there, because he does have to, getting up from prone takes about half your movement. So he uses all of his action economy to get to the bottom of those stairs, where Razak, you turn around and you see the young lord run in with a gun. Fear not, I shall handle this, and begins to aim it wildly. But that is his turn. We're going to jump to the top of the round. Back to the Fadakin, who are a little hurt, but still going strong. So one of them only slightly damaged. The other one is looking hurt. I'll tell you right now, he has 31 hit points. His ally, who is not as hurt, has 47. They are pretty tough. These guys are Fadakin. These guys are the most powerful warriors in the galaxy at this moment. So with that, they are going to just rush forward and start attacking. First attack. Holy shit, they are rolling so bad though, which is good for you. Okay.
I think the drunk child waving a gun might have distracted them. They're like, oh no, 3 warriors. And he's like, hello, Lord, I have a gun.
Is that child armed? I'm an adult. Fully just doesn't look like it, but is an adult. They do actually successfully hit Kiwi with that roll. It's a 9 plus their bonus of 5. That's a 14. That is her AC. But the other one rolls a 3. So, again, swings out at Chalak, who's just stumbling and bumbling. I can't get a swing on him.
God damn it.
They've sent their most elite warriors.
I'm like, aim better. He sucks.
You're literally watching someone who you're like, they don't deserve these accolades. But because of fate, this Fadakin thinks he's fighting a, legitimate warrior.
My God, he must be legendary on his planet.
Are we sure that the Lisan Al-Gaib is already here? This could be him.
He's the Kwisatz Haderach.
Does the prophecy say anything about a second Lisan Al-Gaib?
As it was written.
No, that's not a part of any prophecies that I've heard of. That's blasphemy. As they start arguing amongst themselves, that throws them off, which means that they missed that swing. Kiwi, though, is going to take 7 damage. She is looking very hurt right now.
Does the Bardic Inspiration do anything for her in this?
No, but it will on her turn when she's going to try and make an attack. So let's see if she can hit. She actually, at this moment, can save the Bardic and maybe use it on a different roll, which is allowed. So for now, because she rolled a 14 plus her bonus that is already going to hit, she'll deal that damage. Ooh, baby! She deals another 6 damage to the one she was already engaged in fighting. Okay. That one is now at 25 HP. It's taking some hits as the two of them exchanging blows. The momentary distraction that Chalak gives by being so incompetent that they think he's some sort of legendary warrior allows her to slip underneath and slice at the ribs, tearing through the still suit. It is now going to be Lishad and Chalak's turn. Wow. Okay, a 12 and an 11 for both of them, plus their bonus. The 12 is going to hit with exactly a 15, but the 11 will miss. So when Lishad swings out, the Fidaykin dodges backwards and happens to get cut on the blade that Chalak is holding in his hand. They've sent their best.
As it was written.
As it was written. Okay, that is crazy that they are doing so well that they do not stand a chance, I'll be honest with you, without you guys. But somehow fate has decreed that they survive another round. That is now actually going to be Ziggy's turn since we went a little out of order there. Ziggy, you just watched the young lord run down the stairs away from you,
my God.
with a gun. What are you going to do?
In a panic, I am damaged. Let's remind everyone that I have 21 HP down from my 33. I did take a couple of hits on those spikes. I'm going to assess the battlefield, and I see that Kiwi looks the most hurt, and that's perhaps where I can be the most helpful. Because remember, I have level 1 conditioning and Suk training. I can't actually fight these Fidaykin. I can't harm them. That goes against my training. I can't be compelled to kill them. So
sure, poison a lord, but don't, do anything to these swordsmen.
Yeah, God forbid.
Again,
God forbid.
There are loopholes, right? I could inadvertently try to help them with my poultices.
Yes, very possible. You've shown how assisting can lead to
But I think my first instinct, of course, is going to be help the most wounded person in the room, which is going to be Kiwi. So I think I'm gonna rush up to her, and once again, I am going to take out the golden nectar, the bottle of golden nectar, and offer it to Kiwi. My lady, drink this.
My lady?
It'll help. I'm a doctor.
This guy?
Razak, tell her, please.
He is a doctor. He's not great, but that seems to work. That seems pretty good.
Blocks a blade. I'll take anything once.
Excellent.
And sips
Kiwi,
it.
bad instincts. Generally, not
Kiwi.
advised. In
Let's
this
go.
case, yes, but otherwise, you got to work.
And that's why I'm the leader. Go ahead and roll that
There we
D6, and she'll add that HP.
Okay, excellent. I am going to, because again, this is a small bottle, I'm going to continue to also reduce my key points. I only have 3 more key points left. So the bottle is quickly draining.
The bottle is getting low right now.
Yes, I'd have to take a short rest and brew up some more nectar to be able to do this again. So I only have 3 more uses. I will roll. It's a 1d6 plus 3. So this roll is a pitiful 1, but with the plus 3, I at least heal her a little bit for 4 HP.
Okay, she is back up to 7 HP. That was delicious. What's in that?
It's a mixture of mostly strawberry, kiwi, Capri Sun.
My favorites! As the young lord pulls his gun out and aims it literally at the Fidaykin that is like standing right in front of Kiwi. I'm going to have him roll an attack.
Oh my god.
For House Borgine! That's a natural 1.
No.
The gun.
Oh, no!
The gun just immediately jams in his hand. And he takes 2 damage. Just drops the gun immediately.
Burns his hand or something.
Doctor!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was the most on-brand roll. for our guy.
I was really sitting here being like, the funniest thing that can happen is a natural 20 or a natural 1.
Yeah.
If he kills this guy crazy, that'd be
I was like,
awesome.
are we about to
natural 20
see?
headshot like pops him right in the temple, you know? That would...
It's like one or the other. It's like, or the more realistic thing, it basically burns his hand. So he was at 8 HP. He is now at 6 HP as he cradles his hand. Ah! Look what they did to me. Kill them, doctor. Commands you to do something you cannot do.
Right.
And now we are going to go to Razak's turn. Razak, you are now amidst the chaos. So this fight is like happening amongst these pillars, kind of in the central part of this chamber. There are 2 of these Fadakin blocking you from getting any further, and then you and your allies have kind of like encircled them. So you do have like flanking, I'll say. You can have advantage on an attack if you want to attack. If there's something else you want to do, you're also welcome to do that. It is your turn.
Keep it simple. I'm going to keep attacking this one Fadakin who has been attacking Kiwi. I am kind of, if things start going south, there's a couple of spells I have kind of in mind, which flavored within the Dune universe. There's a couple of techniques I've picked up over the years that can be very helpful in armed combat, but
Yes.
I'm not, I think at this point, because Kiwi's looking a little better with the health she got from Ziggy, and knowing kind of that even if she's unconscious, there's still a couple of moments that we can use to help her. I'm going to go ahead and just attack again the Fremen who is at 25 health points.
Got it. Yeah, the more injured of the 2. Okay, go ahead and roll. And you can roll with advantage because your allies are now like surrounding these warriors. You have the advantage of essentially the way Chelak got a hit on this guy was an ally pushed him into his blade. So maybe something similar will happen here.
Okay, so I'll roll with the rapier, and first roll is a 12 plus 5 is a 17.
That's gonna hit. AC's 15.
Okay, so I won't even. I guess is there any benefit if I rolled like a crazy high number? Like if I rolled a 20,
If you
would it
roll
do
a
additional?
natural 20, you do double damage.
All right. Well, I didn't roll a natural 20.
Always worth rolling.
I rolled a 15, which plus 5 is 20. So
Is it 20? Okay, so you do hit and you do deal damage. You get to deal that D8 plus 2 one more time.
all right, I'll do that. A 7 plus 2 is 9 damage.
9 damage. Oh my goodness. Okay, this guy's looking he's looking really fucking hurt. As it was written, I will fall in service of Muad'Dib. His blade swinging wildly. He's parrying a lot of the different attacks, but you manage to, at the right moment, just like coming in on time while playing an instrument, you stab forward and manage to pierce into his stomach. A jut of blood stains his still suit. That's some pretty good damage right there. He is currently
Wow, nicely done.
25 minus 9. We love math. That's going to be 16 HP. He's looking low right now.
Hell yeah.
His ally is super beefy. It's
Doing
just
great,
fine.
but
just
fumbling
so
against
shocked.
the second Kwisatz Haderach.
This is the B team of Fadakin for sure. Okay, so that was your turn. We're going back to the top of the round now. It is going to be the Fadakin's turn. So this first Fadakin warrior who was looking injured has now been struck by you. His attention swivels towards you and he's going to roll an attack. That is a natural 16 plus his bonus. I believe that it beats your AC.
Yeah, my AC is 11, so yeah,
Okay.
that hits.
You are in luck. He's only going to deal 7 damage.
Okay.
As you stab him in the stomach, he grabs your blade, pulls himself towards you, and swings towards your throat, just barely missing and cutting straight from your jaw to your ear.
Okay.
That is a dangerous blow, but manages to avoid anything immediately lethal. That is his turn. The two of you locked in combat. His ally, trying to take advantage of that move, is going to swing out at you as well. That's a natural 17, so that is also going to hit. And that time, they deal 9 damage.
Okay. Jesus. All right. I'm down to 22 health.
22 health. As one of these blades slices against your ear, you manage to pull away, only to find another blade sink into your ribs, missing anything lethal, thankfully, but just slicing by you. You are really hating that shields are not really possible on this planet right now. But you are still alive. You're still
These
kicking.
fucking fast blades. God damn it.
And it's now time for your smuggler allies. Now, Chalak and Lishad, always looking for glory, are going to pounce upon the stronger of the two Fadakin remaining, who is currently attacking you. They're both going to roll attacks, and they both are going to miss. With an 11 and a 2, their bonus puts them, unfortunately, lower than 15. They both miss, but Kiwi, who is still focusing on the one in front of her, who taking advantage of you taking all those hits, goes, "Thanks, Razak," and is going to swing out. She rolls low, but she's going to use that bardic inspiration you gave her. Do you want to roll a d8 for me and tell me what she adds to this?
8.
8. Oh my goodness. Okay, then she's going to hit because she rolled with her bonuses a 9. 9 plus 8, that's going to be a 17. She's going to hit. And she's going to deal 5 more damage. This guy is really fucking hurt. You had 11 HP. That is their turn. Ziggy, it is now your turn. The young lord is behind you, cradling his hand, going, I'll take another shot with my dominant hand. I don't know why I started with my non-dominant, but I'll try with my dominant this time. You see, he's reaching for the gun one more time. You are up in the mix, though. You are like right behind Kiwi, having just poured some of the brew for her. She tosses it back in your hands. You juggle it and catch it before it can crash onto the ground in order to deal the blow that she deals. But it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Okay, I've been debating what I should do. I have a couple of different options here. I think, so the Fadakin in front of Kiwi, we're talking like near death, right? We're talking single digit HP?
11 HP, near single digit.
Okay, 11 HP.
The other one, 47. He is at the start of this battle. He is ready to fight.
Okay. So again, just to remind and reiterate, I can't actually attack the Fadakin. That goes against my core principles as a Sook Doctor. But that doesn't mean I can't try and shove one of them to the ground. So I have an unarmed strike, and using this unarmed strike, I can either do damage, which I can't because I'm a Sook Doctor. I can try to grapple one of these Fadakin, which I'm too nervous to do. Or I can try to shove. So I think what I'm going to do, not the weaker one, but the Fadakin that still appears to be up and at him, I'm going to try and kind of go for a pressure point. You know, I know all the pressure points of the bodies. So as a Sook Doctor, I'm going to try and kind of get him in the, behind the fucking kneecap or something to try and knock him to the ground. Knock him prone.
I'm going to have you roll an attack and to see if you can hit him. If you hit him, he'll roll to see if he falls over. And if you would like, you can do the stunning strike ability that you have.
Yeah,
it costs you a key point, but it could freeze him up in combat.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Let's do exactly that.
Okay.
So you said I'll start by just rolling for the unarmed strike to see if it hits, right?
Go ahead and roll, and you know what? I'll give you advantage on this roll. This guy's not expecting this doctor to run up and push him. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, so on the first roll here, I've gotten a 16.
Okay, that's going to hit. He's going to roll a dex save. That's a natural 2, my friend. He tumbles over like he's been tabletopped, just fully not expecting for you to run over and push him. He goes, whoa!
Amazing.
And stumbles back, trips over the pillar, and he's on his back as you hit him with that.
A third Kwisatz Haderach. Oh, shit.
How are there so many of them? Just as it was written, you have not read scripture. That one of them starts yelling at the other. Okay, so you're going to burn 1 key point, which means you get one less use of your potion as well, just for the record. But obviously, short rest and all that. He's going to roll a Constitution saving throw. The DC for that, I believe, for you is 14 at your level. So let's see.
It is 14.
As he stumbles backwards from this strike of you, in some ways it was instinct. You didn't want to hurt him, but you just happened to hit one of his pressure points that you immediately recognize what's about to happen. His body goes limp, he falls to the ground, his head cracking against the pillar nearby. He is stunned for 1 round, so he cannot do anything for an entire round.
Incredible.
Nice. Wow. Nice.
Excellent work, Doctor! And you see the young lord roam over.
I will say adrenaline is coursing through my mind. I don't know what I just did. That was mostly instinct. But a little part of my mind is kind of like, I hope Kiwi saw that.
You look over, and she does do an approving, just like nod before dodging out of the way of another blade. And it is now going to be the young lord's turn, who walks over, pistol now in his other hand. I forgot him a lefty, and aims, and that's a natural 20.
Oh my God!
Point blank holds the Mala pistol up to this guy's head, and pulls the trigger.
Jesus!
Holy shit!
Young
John
Lord.
Wick over here.
Just like the legends. I am the whatever they're calling it again.
Jonathan Wickathan.
Oh no.
He deals so much damage. Now, this young lord is unable to fully kill this man. He doesn't have a nearly high enough bonus, but this guy's 47 HP. I'll say that even though his point blank shooting with the head, he does miss a bit, but he deals a whopping 19 damage as he shoots him literally just like straight through the cheek out the back of this guy's head. He is very wounded, blood splattering against the ground. He's like again, freaking out. He's stunned. He's now bleeding to death. The young lord goes, "Oh God, it's just like the color of wine." And that is going to be his turn.
Holy shit.
We are now on Rozik's turn. Rozik, you just watched the young lord fucking cap this Taken.
Oh my God. Good Lord. Note to self, don't fuck with the young lord, I guess.
Who are these guys, Rozik? Kiwi looking at you, just horrified but amazed.
Gonna be honest, I'm not quite sure. Okay. I'm going to the Fremen who's at 11 health. Mm-hmm. I'm going to attack them.
Okay.
Still, and hope that I can just kind of either knock them out. Now I am prepared to use. I guess I have a slashing flourish.
Yes, if you want to burn a bardic to do that, you can add that at the end if you hit.
Okay, at the end if I hit. Okay, so I'll attack. Okay, I rolled a 16 plus 5.
That's gonna hit 21.
Okay, and then do I do the special flourish?
If you would like to assure that this guy goes down and essentially add another bardic die worth of damage, you absolutely can.
Okay, I'm at this point. I just took 2 heavy hits. I got cut in the face. I got slashed in the back, and I just watched what appears to be a drunk Victorian child shoot a Fedaykin point blank in the head. My adrenaline's all over the place.
They don't tell you this in the history books.
But I'm like, I want this to be done. I want to save Kiwi. I want Kiwi to be okay. I want to be okay. Jesus, I just took a bunch of damage. So I'm going to use a slashing flourish, which is sort of I'm tapping into all of my combat abilities to improve my own attack with my bardic inspiration. So having just hit, I'm going to so first I roll this damage piercing roll, and then I'll roll again for the additional.
Perfect.
So the first roll, 8. So I rolled 8 plus 2 is 10.
So he has 1 HP left. You can finish him off if you want to use the bardic.
And I absolutely do. Fuck this guy.
Tell us how you kill this Fedaykin. Surely,
there's
he was
no way to roll a
outnumbered,
0.
but there's no way to lose this. You absolutely are going to kill him. You tell me, how do you finish him off?
I want to know how much I kill him by, though. So,
go right ahead.
Okay, I roll a second D8. That is another 8. Okay, bleeding and flushed from the middle of combat. You know, we all just heard this Mala pistol go off, and the guy, it kind of turns partially to see his comrade losing a big chunk of his head. And with that distraction, I drive the knife up through the bottom of his jaw into his head. And I basically just like jab it up and then pull it away, and I step back because I'm so cautious of Fedaykin. I'm like, I want to see if he somehow walks this off.
This Fedaykin looks at you, shock in his eyes, raises his crysknife one last time, and drops it at your feet for crumbling into a heap upon the ground, dead.
Whoa.
And having beaten a Fremen, you technically can claim that crysknife.
hands shaking, I reach down and pick it up. I'm like, I think I just did 18 damage to a Fedaykin. That's crazy. So I pick up the Chris knife, my hands shaking, and I wipe my blade on my my still suit leg, on my leg, whatever. And I think I actually have dual weapon. I think I can use 2 weapons.
You might.
So I might just keep both knives out, ready to fight the other Fremen as I'm like checking in on Kiwi. You
Okay.
all right, Kiwi? You doing okay?
That was incredible. I knew that you'd make a good addition to our squad all those years ago. I'm glad that you're here today.
Thanks, babe.
I told you not in public.
Heat of the moment. Sorry.
Now, the way that stun works is that the individual who is stunned until the end of your turn, Ziggy. So though it is the Fedaykin's turn, he cannot do anything this round. And it is now going to be the smuggler's turn, who all turn to him. You see Kiwi looming over him. Honored Fedaykin, you've fallen so far. And she gives a nod to Lichad and Chalak, who are both going to stab down. Okay. Because they roll with advantage. We've got a 16 and an 18 plus their bonuses. Both of those are going to hit.
Nice.
They only deal a total of 8 damage between the two of them, which does bring this guy down to 20 HP. And now it is going to be Kiwi's turn, who sees the two of Lichad goes, fuck this guy, and just stabs him down into the stomach. Chalak comes over and does the same. Kiwi, seeing this Fedaykin has not yet died, comes over and tries to put him out of his misery. She rolled an 8 and a 5, which is crazy. She shakes her head, just I guess in shock, and loses her turn. She can't believe this Fedaykin is not yet dead after taking so many hits. That's how I'll say that was 2 bad rolls manifest as her going, dang, he's really still alive. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Nearly unbelievable.
Incredible.
Seems like he should totally be dead by now. Now that is going to be Ziggy, your turn.
I think I know what I'm going to do here. So I have
Save his life.
Well, I have a skill called Hand of Harm. And this says when you hit a creature with unarmed strike, which is like the only attack I have basically, I get to spend 1 key point to deal an extra 1d6 plus 3 damage. And so sort of translating that into our story, into the Duneverse, my key points I'm kind of thinking of as the potions I have in my bags, all the things I've concocted. I'm only down to 2. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use my quote-unquote unarmed strike on him. What I'm basically going to do is I'm going to open his jaw, his bloody jaw that's like now has a bullet wound in it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to reach into my bag, and not the golden nectar. I'm going to grab the new experimental migraine thing I've been working on that I actually haven't tested on anyone yet. And I'm a doctor, so I'm going to be like, this is probably going to help with your migraine, Mr. Fedaykin. And I'm going to pour this thing down his throat as he's gurgling blood, and this like goopy, chunky, like imagine what's that gross chili that's at every supermarket?
Oh God, there's like manwich coming out of there.
It's just chunky. It's gross. Maybe it'll help his migraine. We'll see what happens. It's my new experimental potion. So all of that is to say, I'm going to do an unarmed strike, and I'm going to do a Hand of Harm special.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a d20. You can roll it twice. You have advantage because he's prone, and technically still stunned.
Okay, so I've rolled 20 on my unarmed strike.
A natural 20 or total 20?
A total 20.
Okay, a total 20 definitely is going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. You roll the unarmed strike damage along with that, by the way. So you can roll that and then add on this Hand of Harm, which is basically you trying to hold him in place, and you're like, this doesn't have to be solved with violence. And then you see the young lord comes up and goes, yes, if we revive him, he owes us his life. I think that's a custom here. I don't know. I didn't really do a lot of research. You see, you push the smugglers out of the way, who look to you, Razak, and go, what's this guy's deal? Like
He's as likely to kill him as anything. Let's see what happens.
So he's an ally? I just can't even tell his motives.
He probably, maybe, could be.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
So I rolled a 5 with my unarmed strike, and I rolled a 7 with the hand of harm, the potion.
This guy is looking rough. He has 8 HP. You pour this down his throat, and it just immediately starts choking on the chunks. And looks, and his face sours, and he looks at you like you're trying to torture him.
It's for your migraine. It's for your migraine.
Is that chili from a Kroger's? What is that?
God, that's foul. And as you
Cooked
poison
this 6
this
days
man,
ago, clearly.
as you poison this man, he is looking near death. The young lord comes up and goes, "What are we healing or are we hurting this guy? I can't really tell."
That's always the question with this doctor, it seems.
Healing, definitely healing.
Perfect solution for a headache. Pulls out the Mala pistol one more time. And misses entirely.
Oh.
It's like everyone has to duck and get low. Razak, it is your turn.
I guess we're just really trying. I mean, I almost feel bad at this point. This guy just has
I
like
know,
6
poor
people
guy.
beating the shit out of him. But this is life or death. And ultimately,
Now, what,
as
remind
much
us
as
how much HP he has left?
He has 8 HP left.
Okay, Raza.
Okay, yeah. So I'll attack because, again, this guy's suffering. He's choking on Kroger's chili. He's missing a chunk of his head. Just dodged a bullet, even though he's still prone and stunned. So yeah, I'll attack with the rapier just to try to put him out of his misery. I rolled a 17 plus 5 is 22.
Okay, that is definitely going to hit.
Yeah, he's not dodging this one.
He's not dodging
okay.
this one, surprisingly.
So then I will roll damage. And I rolled a 5 plus 2 is 7.
Okay, 7 damage. Puts him at 1. Once again, you have put him just above the threshold of death. You can now roll your second attack if you would like to finish him off.
So with the Chris knife, with
his brother's blade.
With his brother's
Do it.
blade.
Holy shit.
Do it! Do it!
I'll roll the second attack. This is possible to miss, though. Like, this is possible to
Yeah. I'll say you roll with advantage because he's still prone. He hasn't gotten to get up on his turn.
My God.
And you're above him. So you roll
Ziggy,
twice,
you
you take
really
the higher.
fucked this guy's day up by knocking him over.
Stunning is broken. It's broken.
Okay, I roll a... Oh, well, actually, I roll a 6, which plus the rapier is only an 11.
Unfortunately. Oh, did you
but
roll
with
with advantage?
No,
yes,
not
yes.
No, one more time. 7, which is 12.
So you are unfortunately going to miss.
Oh
with the AC being 15.
Like,
This Chris knife is still do it. It's still new in your hand. It's really,
Yeah.
really light. So you swing out and unfortunately just are unable to connect the blade to him. But you do you do swing it dangerously close to his neck, and he winces a little bit and then goes, "That it?"
And I'm like, honestly, also shocked. Also completely shocked that I missed that. That's my bad. I was hoping, okay, hey, honestly, does anyone else want to take care of this
I
guy?
mean, geez, Razak, you see Kiwi
I'm
comes
secretly
up.
hoping Kiwi saw that.
Kiwi did see that. And she rolls her eyes and comes over and just, with a natural 15, plunges the blade into this guy's throat and pulls it out and plunges it again and pulls it out. Kiwi withdraws her blade and sheaths it, looks to the two of you, your small group, now standing in this bloodied temple, having survived a battle with Fremen, unheard of in
My
this
God.
era. And that's where we'll end things today.
Ooh. Wow. Leo.
And I killed a
Noah.
Fadakin.
The history
That's
books
amazing.
will bury this.
That's amazing.
And then fully failed to kill the second one. So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
let's
One
focus
is
on the
an
one that
achievement.
listen, didn't think today was going to get here.
Kiwi was really impressed and then saw you absolutely boff the second one and was just like, huh, Okay.
Oh wait, we win
A little
some, we
bit
lose some.
hilarious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you get the ick when your like boy toy misses his second throw.
Can't slam
Wow.
into me. Ugh.
Can ew. And he wears a backpack. So yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. I think honestly it might be one of the first times I've ever done battle in Dungeons and Dragons. That's so cool. What a fun time.
I'm so
Very
glad.
Cool. What you
That's
did,
great.
did great. You really did some damage out here.
I also lost almost half of my health.
It wouldn't
True,
be
but
D&D combat
I think we're
if you
both
didn't
not
come
in
close to
great
death.
shape at this moment. Like I'm still covered in blood, like the young lord's blood, my blood. There's chili chunks like dripping down my shoulder.
Kruger's chili stuck in your collar. Yeah.
So I think we're both not in particularly great shape, but we survived an attack from Fedaykin, which I think is an achievement.
And we have our
Absolutely.
new allies. That's I'm excited.
Yeah,
We'll see.
this is going to be big. I think the next act we're going to get shit done. I mean, we got shit done
That's the
today,
hope.
but now we got the group, the gangs all together. It's going to be fun, I think. Well, that's where we are going to wrap it up for today, folks.
Yeah.
The adventure will continue in the next act.
Indeed. Now, as we wrap up, a couple of reminders. If you want to support what we do here at Gom Jabbar, first, the two best ways to support us. You like what we do? You like us throwing dice, trying not to die, all of that good stuff? Well, consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/Gom Jabbar. Every amount helps. Honestly, could not do this show without the support from our patrons, so thank you so much. Plus, we've got a merch store. So if you want to get some Dune-themed swag, check out gomjabarshop.com. Those links are in the show notes, of course. And we any amount helps, basically. Any amount of support makes what we do possible.
Definitely. And you know what? Maybe some Ziggy Circa lab coats will be up on that merch store.
Some
at
blood
some point.
and muck and chili stained lab coats.
Right.
Oh my God, the young lord holding the gun. He's like, I forgot I'm left-handed.
Literally just remaking that meme from the Olympics of the I believe they were the Turkish athlete.
Turkish.
Yes.
The young lord just dressed in like this Italian Renaissance era fashion, holding a gun.
Drunk.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Also, as a final reminder, folks, we love to hear from you. So email us, gomjabarpodcast@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts, send us your questions, send us pictures of your cute pets. And of course, let us know what you've been thinking of the adventure so far. We have, of course, been having a ton of fun, but we want to make sure you're having fun listening too. So let us know your thoughts, give us your feedback as we continue our journey.
We're coming for you, Critical Role. Today, this is what we're doing. Tomorrow, the world.